Good evening. I want to take this time to recognize everyone and welcome you to our City of Little Rock Board of Directors meeting and call to order this meeting. We welcome those that are here in attendance and watching and streaming online. Madam Clerk, if you would, please call the roll.
Director Miller, Director Richardson, Director Webb, Director Peck, Director Hines, Director Lewis, Director Campiris, Director Phillips, Director Adcock,
Present.
Vice Mayor Wyrick,
Present.
Mayor Scott.
Present. Now, as the Director Adcock will give the invocation.
Yes, would you all bow, please? Dear Heavenly Father, we are so thankful for the opportunity, Lord, to come here tonight to serve the people of this city and of our community. Guide and direct everything that we do and say, that it will be for the best interest of all people. Dear Heavenly Father, we ask your protection against our police and our fire and all the city's staff and employees. Take care of them, watch over them, keep them safe. Be with us as we do this business tonight, Lord. Do with us each day as we go about our duties of serving our community, our city, and the people. We ask these things in your holy name. Amen.
Amen. Please stand for a pledge of allegiance. Thank you. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Members of the City Board, we're here today to recognize and remember Little Rock's fallen heroes. I don't know if members of the organization are here with us today. If they are, please join or stand where you are, but please join. And this proclamation reads, whereas the City of Little Rock joins communities across the nation in honoring the courageous men and women of the United States Armed Forces who made the ultimate sacrifice in defense of our freedoms. And whereas this observance serves as a solemn reminder of the cost of liberty and the enduring gratitude owed to those who gave their lives in the service to our country. And whereas Little Rock is home to a proud legacy of military service, with generations of residents contributing through service at Little Rock Air Force Base, the Arkansas National Guard, and all branches of the armed forces, as well as strong community of veterans, service members, and their families. And whereas organizations such as the Rally Point Nonprofit Council, through its Prevail Mission Victor and the Rally Point Wellness Network, strengthens the long-term well-being of military personnel, veterans, first responders, nonprofit leaders, and wellness professionals across the Little Rock region by advancing resilience, post-traumatic growth, peer connection, and coordinated access to trusted wellness resources. And whereas the City of Little Rock recognizes the importance of collaborative efforts that ensure those who serve and sacrifice are supported not only during their service but throughout their lives, and whereas commemorative events including community-led tributes and memorial observances such as the flag planting ceremonies provide meaningful opportunities for residents to honor fallen heroes and reflect on their enduring legacy. Now, therefore, I, Frank Scott Jr., Mayor of the City of Little Rock, Arkansas, do hereby proclaim May 2026 as Little Rock Remembers Our Fallen Heroes Month. Let's get the round of applause.
I want to thank the mayor and the council for this proclamation. We thank you on behalf of all the veterans and the veteran families we serve and the Gold Star families. I'm Jeff Watts with Rally Point Nonprofit Council. I'm sorry. Thank you.
Say right in the middle.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll now have our presentation from the Historic District Commission of their approach.
My name is Christina Olivan. I am the chair of the Historic District Commission. Thank you for allowing me to speak today on behalf of the commission. I am both a resident and a property owner in MacArthur Park. Along with my husband, I own and invest in 10 properties in historic downtown neighborhoods, have utilized both state and federal historic tax credits, and provide housing for over 60 renters in the city. I've served on the commission for over 60 years, 6 years. We're here today because May is National Preservation Month, and we would like to share with you the Commission's accomplishments over the past 5 years. Our hope is that with this presentation, it will give you a better understanding of how Little Rock's historic preservation program serves both the city and public. Realize that preservation is a citywide effort with historic resources in all 7 wards within the city, and to recognize that preservation is a modern community development tool that supports housing quality and availability, supports environmental stability, strengthens neighborhood identity, and safeguards unique stories that make Little Rock a special place to live. On the next slide, there's a QR code that would take you to littlerock.gov/preservation, where you can find resources for property owners, interactive maps, application forms, guidelines, and the current 2009 preservation plan. Our stated mission is to protect and enhance our community's culture and architectural heritage for the benefit of the future. The Commission's primary responsibilities include adopting and utilizing design guidelines, reviewing certificates of appropriateness for exterior work within the district, facilitating public meetings that afford the maximum opportunity for community participation, reviewing and recommending nominations for the National Register of Historic Places, and advising the Board of Directors on historic preservation policies and initiatives. The Commission is made up of 7 volunteers from the community, each serving in either a technical or representative role. These individuals bring a wide range of expertise to the Commission and act as stewards of our city's historic resources. The Commission is supported by exceptional staff from the city's Planning and Development Department. Over the past 5 years, we have made significant progress in the preservation program. 21 sites have been listed to the National Register of Historic Places, 4 historic districts listed to the National Register of Historic Places, the completion of 1,746 historic resource surveys, $630,000 in grant funding obtained for 8 projects. We've received 3 state preservation awards and have received news of the upcoming national award for our design guidelines. Commissioners and staff attend national trainings every year for continued education. Our 5 major accomplishments include adoption of the new MacArthur Park Historic Design Guidelines, launching a social media campaign to expand community outreach and publication efforts, listing the University Park Historic District, elevating the listing of the Paul Lawrence Dunbar School Historic Site, ensuring the site's national significance is formally recognized, and also introducing new interactive GIS community tools to help residents with property information, historic maps, and district boundaries. It's pretty cool. The National Register individual listings, the 21 sites added over the past 5 years represent a wide range of dates, property types, and stories across the city. Each one contributes to a fuller picture of Little Rock's treasured history. The 4 National Register districts recognize significant architectural, cultural, and community histories that broaden the range of neighborhoods representing our city's official record of historic places. National Register designation helps document these areas, raise public awareness, and connect property owners with financial incentives such as historic tax credits. This slide lists the completed 7 grant-funded projects with the $630,000 obtained, and those funds have been invested in 6 historic neighborhoods across the city. The grants have helped support reinvestment in neighborhoods that reflect Little Rock's diverse history. In 2022, we launched the Commission's social media presence for public outreach. We have over 1,300 followers. In the past 90 days, our posts have received over 24,000 views. Staff has developed a robust social media content strategy to ensure residents learn more about the places that help shape Little Rock's identity. These platforms have become an effective tool for education, awareness, and community connection, bringing preservation into the daily lives of people across the city. Further, We have strengthened our direct communication with property owners in the local ordinance district. Twice a year, we send educational mailers that include guideline reminders, information about the commission, their certificate of appropriateness process, staff contacts, and a link to the interactive viewer created specifically for MacArthur Park. We have also improved our public hearing notice signage. We now use durable yard signs that clearly display the case file number, address, hearing date, and meeting location, along with the QR code linking directly to the agenda. These updates make it easier for residents to understand what's happening in MacArthur Park neighborhood and how to participate in the review process.
Good evening. I'm Amber Jones, Vice Chair and a 9-year member of the Little Rock Historic District Commission. I am a resident and property owner in the Governor's Mansion Historic District. I am involved in preservation both city and statewide. So we'll move on here. From 2023 to 2024, we completed and adopted the new MacArthur Park Historic District Design Guidelines, providing a clearer, modernized, and more user-friendly framework for COA review. The community engagement included hosting stakeholder meetings, launching a project website, posting yard signs, sending out mailers, hosting a workshop with Our Little Rock, and launching a social media campaign to celebrate the district. The guidelines won state and national awards and were featured by staff in national webinars for best practices. Among many, I keep wanting to turn my pages. Among many improvements for user-friendliness, the guidelines also discuss sustainability and alternative energy guidelines and include expansion and clarification of administrative reviews. The new guidelines allow for a smoother process during reviews by creating a common preservation language for staff and property owners. Because they are based in national preservation best practices, property owners in historic districts citywide can reference them for their historic structures. The COA process is procedurally and financially effective for applicants, with 81.5% of applications approved administratively by staff. We started the Hillcrest resurvey in 2020. This is part of Ward 3, and this was requested by the State Historic Preservation Program. It has been 5 phases over 6 years. Each phase went through a competitive RFQ to pick a consultant. The final phase is to be completed in July of 2026. Over 1,600 resources were surveyed or resurveyed in Ward 3. We have Dunbar School in Ward 1. The video scrolls, let's see here. Can I play the video, Hannah? Okay. The video scrolls through the ArcGIS story map, and the QR code takes you to the story map on your device. This was funded by an Underrepresented Communities grant. The nomination project successfully elevated the status of the Dunbar School site from local to national significance and resulted in a nomination document that now comprehensively reflects the themes, significant people, and events of the site related to African American history. The nomination was unanimously supported by the State Review Board and the National Park Service. Hannah, what do we need to do? Okay. So there is a video on this that you can play, but we have missed our opportunity. So we'll go on. Yeah. Okay. University Park in Ward 6. This was successfully listed on October 18th, 2023. This was funded by an African American civil rights grant. The nomination documents the story of University Park Subdivision, a Little Rock Housing Authority urban renewal project that displaced Black communities and reshaped the city's demographics. Most single-family subdivisions were marketed to white families. Through organized advocacy led by Black professionals, most notably civil rights attorney John Walker, families successfully purchased lots on a first-come, first-served basis, transforming the subdivision into a predominantly Black, middle-class, single-family neighborhood celebrated for its demonstration of self-determination and community resilience. This nomination project was unique in that we got to do oral histories of long-term residents, which are now available at the Butler Center Archives. The preservation program has successfully fully embraced geospatial technology as a core component for managing and analyzing historic resources, while also providing geospatial tools that serve the broader community. In 1923, we launched the MacArthur Park Local Historic District Viewer. This web-based mapping application uses GIS technology to provide the public with interactive data related to each site, historic and new, in the neighborhood. The city was awarded a 2024 Preserve Arkansas Award for the project. In 2025, we launched the Historic Landmarks and District Viewer, which connects the public to the city's historic and cultural landscape through photographs, maps, and key information from 1820 to 1973. Additional features include exploring Black heritage sites, local lost historic sites, historic streetcar lines, and filtering by architectural style, decade, and architect. In 2023, we launched the Historic Preservation Active and Complete Projects Viewer, which makes it easier for the public to keep up to date with active and past preservation projects managed by the city. We've also created project websites for active projects using ArcOnline story maps. We're going to wrap up with a quick full program snapshot of our historic assets and resources within the city. So just briefly, this shows that we've had 7,148 surveyed sites, 248 listed sites, 27 historic districts, 171 sites eligible for listing, and over 2.3 thousand acres of land in historic districts. We've had almost 1,500 sites protected, 532 acres of land in protected areas, 27 Black heritage sites, 30-plus architectural styles represented, and 131 years of built history represented. This concludes our presentation. We thank you for your time and hope to work with the board more closely in the future regarding preservation issues and opportunities, and we welcome any questions at this time.
Thank you so much for you and the commission's hard work and the time and the due diligence and what you guys give to the city of Little Rock. It truly plays a vital role in our quality of life and place. So thank you. So let's give them a round of applause.
Thank you. I would just like to point out that we do have exceptional staff that leads us in all of this, so we couldn't do it without them.
We're grateful for them. Hannah, are you the one staff member, I believe? Oh, Sarah. Hey, Sarah, I didn't see you. You and Sarah. Thank you both, Hannah and Sarah. All right, board members, I'm going to play a little maneuvering for right now. We have a modification, and then I'm going to make a statement. So we have two modifications, but one of the modifications, M2, Director Adcock would like separate. So if we could have a motion to add those to the... We have a motion, a second, add M1 and M2 to the, add M1 to the consent agenda, M2 to the separate item. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All opposed, say nay. Ayes have it. We'll now go to Madam Clerk for the consent agenda. I do recognize what we need to do the ordinances. We'll get back to that. We'll go straight through the consent agenda.
A resolution authorizes the city manager to enter into a contract with Gene Summers Construction Incorporated in an amount not to exceed $243,184.80 for the West 24th Street Reconstruction Improvement Project and for other purposes, funding from the limited tax general obligation capital improvement bonds. A resolution authorizes the city manager to enter into a contract with TJ Pauschert Truck Hauling LLC in an amount not to exceed $100,000 for hauling services to deliver aggregate materials and sold to the city-owned landfill and for other purposes. A resolution to authorize the city manager to enter into an agreement with Commercial Air Incorporated in an amount not to exceed $121,164.34 plus applicable taxes and fees for the purchase and installation of HVAC equipment for the Jim Daly Fitness and Aquatic Center and for other purposes. A resolution to authorize the city manager to enter into a contract with Second Chance Fitness Incorporated in an amount not to exceed $75,811.70 plus applicable taxes and fees for the purchase of fitness equipment with a 5-year quarterly preventative maintenance program and a full warranty to outfit the University Park Senior Center facility with fitness equipment and for other purposes. A resolution to authorize the city manager to enter into a contract with Musco Sports Lighting LLC in an amount not to exceed $675,000 plus applicable taxes and fees for the purchase of new sports lighting to be installed at the city's Interstate Park Sports Complex in fields 4, 5, and 6 and for other purposes. Funding from Targeted Community Development. A resolution to set June 2nd, 2026 as the date of public hearing regarding the proposed uses of the 2026 CDBG home and HOPWA funds from the United States government and for other purposes. A resolution to set June 2nd, 2026 as the date of public hearing to form and lay off the Spring Tree subdivision phases 5 and 6 multi-purpose improvement district number 2026-003 and for other purposes. A resolution is set June 2nd, 2026 as the date of hearing on the request to abandon approximately 103.7 linear feet of the 60-foot wide T Street right-of-way located immediately west of Watt Street in the city of Little Rock, Arkansas, and for other purposes. A resolution to authorize the city manager to enter into a contract with the United States Department of Justice Office on Violence Against Women to accept $498,975 in Abby Holman Program Grant Award funding for the Office of Victims of Crime and the Office on Trafficking in Persons, guided, evidence-based, victim-informed training and awareness for law enforcement project instruction through partnerships with the University of Arkansas for Medical Sciences, Telehealth, Sexual Assault Nurse Examiner Program, and the Arkansas Coalition Against Sexual Assault for a period of 3 years and for other purposes. That concludes the consent agenda.
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed, say nay. Ayes have it. Members of the board, want to pass out, and then we'll get back to the agenda, a proposed ordinance to add additional regulations to data centers of the hyper-use scale within the city of Little Rock. I think we all know, if you'll pass that, I think we all know that there's been a lot of feedback here, not only in this city, this region, and the county, as it relates to data centers and their usage. We do know data centers are come in all shapes, forms, and sizes, but this is particularly for the hyperscale use of it. And with the more contention that we've seen and been listening to a lot of residents' feedback, as well as partners within the utility industry, I asked our Director of Planning and Development maybe about a week or so ago to get with his team to figure out how, one, we could not only listen to our residents, but provide some protections for both residents, our environment, but also strike the balance with sustainable economic development. I do firmly believe this is a proactive approach that we as a city can demonstrate a framework. Let me get this to you, Director, to Tom. And did you get one?
I did not get one, but I didn't want to interrupt.
Oh, I got copies. So if you'll get that to Tom and City Manager Hubbard. Again, this is a framework, and what you'll see. I do. I do.
That's what I really got up for.
Okay. This is a framework that we can utilize not only for our city, but I believe other communities across the state can utilize this as a framework to protect and balance with all that's going on from this period of time. Also, so that's what you have is changes to our existing zoning ordinances. And of course, City Attorney Carpenter, what we would like to do is give you this document we didn't want to spend time, talking through the legal stuff on our end to get that to you and your team, Mr. Attorney, because I know you'll have to weigh in on some legal things and all the stuff that you've been working with for quite some time, so we want your institutional knowledge, from the legal standpoint on how you transpose this framework into the whereas language. Also, members of the city board, I'm gonna be passing out additional restrictions, that we can put in place, through our corporate partners, vis-a-vis Energy Arkansas, the independent agencies of Central Arkansas, we need one more, of Central Arkansas Water, Little Rock Water Reclamation Authority, things of that nature. Let me know if you need more. And so that does have whereas language, city attorney, but again, even with that, we know you need to put in your language, from a city standpoint. And so I want to give this to everyone, one, that we operate with deliberate haste, but not necessarily a rush, from that standpoint. And so want to give our city attorney time to look at this document, add the legal language that we need. I do know our planning and zoning team spent a lot of time on this, so from a planning and zoning standpoint, they're comfortable with it. We just need the legal language layover, from that standpoint, and would like to have this on the agenda to be considered. We'll have it on the agenda to be considered on June 2nd. So you got time, City Attorney Carpenter, all this week and all next week before our agenda meeting. But again, I think a lot of the work has been done. We just need the legal, layover, from that standpoint. Any questions? And again, this is not meant, we can take the time next Tuesday. I know we do have a schedule next Tuesday with some stuff going on with the UMS, open, but also we'll be doing the health insurance discussion as well. We'll still have time, but between now and June 2nd, want to hear as much feedback as possible. That's why we want to give it to you early. Does everybody have everything? Director Webb, we'll start with you.
Thank you, Mayor, for getting this out to us tonight. When this is on the agenda meeting next week, will this be something that's coming from you, or will it be something that could come from the board and you, or who?
I would love, yes, it can come from me solely by myself. However, I would love to have the entire board, those who are comfortable with voting for it, to be co-sponsors, those who are comfortable.
Thank you.
Director Miller?
Thank you, Mayor, and again, thank you for getting this out to us, and conscious of all of the, feedback from the public that we've been getting, at least try to get something out. Let me ask, and this may be for Brad, and I don't want to get all in the weeds on this at this point, but I do know.
Please do, we got time.
Oh, I do know that the county is looking at a ordinance themselves as it relates to, properties in Pulaski County. I hadn't gone into depth and looking at what they are proposing. Certainly hadn't looked at what we're proposing at this point since we just got it. But have you had a chance to take a look at what the county's proposing? And if not, I would love to, get you to take a look at that and see how these documents, if they're same, if they're different, just what maybe are some of the differences that the county's proposing, if any, and then what the city is proposing.
No, sir, I hadn't had a chance to deep dive into it just yet. Like the mayor said, our staff hit the ground running and using best practices from across the country. Several places we found. But I'd love to see the counties. I'd love to see how you could compare and contrast.
Yes,
And Director Miller, I do think there's something good to note, and Brad, please correct me if I'm wrong. The county is a lot different than the city of Little Rock when it comes to planning and zoning. I believe they have planning but not zoning.
Sure.
And so ours is based off, we have zoning rules and regs, and so this is strengthening existing but making it specific to data centers. And so that's why I said it could be a framework for other communities, because most, if not say most, but there are a considerable amount of counties that don't have zoning laws. Is that correct?
That is true, and that's what makes this one probably the stronger document.
And that's good to know. And I appreciate you pointing that out because, again, obviously, they're the county, we're the city, but that's where I'm going to make sure I know what the differences are, based on what they're proposing, than what we're proposing. And you can just say, look, that doesn't apply to us. You know, it's different, the zoning is different, or they don't have it. So I just want just a deep dive
Yes, sir.
into, you know, what's going on with both of these entities.
Absolutely.
All right.
Pay
Director
attention to the last page. It has the use groups where these will be allowed. I think that certainly will set it apart from what the county is.
Okay.
Director Miller, counties in Arkansas have constitutional home rule. Cities don't. So that's also another difference that determines how much a county can take on its own despite the legislature and how much the city has to look at the legislature.
Yeah. Thank you. That's the kind of information I'm looking for. So thank you. Thank you for that. Thanks, Mayor.
Thank you. Director Compuris?
Mr. Mayor, I think it's a great idea. Can we ask the heads of all the utilities to be here next week?
Actually, they're scheduled for June 2nd.
Okay, good.
Director Phillips, did you have it? You took it off?
want to clarify that this is on the agenda for June 2nd to be voted on June 9th, correct?
No, to be voted on June 2nd. We're going to have it on the agenda next Tuesday, and it'll be voted on June 2nd.
Oh, voted on June 2nd. I'm sorry. I'm glad I asked. I was confused. So thank you.
I mean, subject to you all
I understand.
suspending rules. Any questions? Any questions? Going once, twice? All right, we got time to digest. All right. Sorry, we got time. That's what we're here for. Director Miller?
Thanks, Mayor. And I'm just popping off at the top of my head. So, I mean, we'll have it on the agenda for next week, and then we'll vote on June 2nd. Is there a chance to get some public input about this? I know we could have the public here on June the 2nd and have comments, but I don't feel as though that's enough time for them to really just sort of weigh in on this. Is this going to be on our city website, this information? I mean, is there?
Yes, we can have, we'll send out a press release today. Joe's here, and Joe's gonna make sure that's available. I won't be surprised if people show up on June 2nd. So, Joe, you gonna send something out? Say, you can't say yes or no, Joe. If I was a betting man, I bet Joe would report on it.
Yeah.
But secondarily, we'll definitely don't mind putting this proposal on the website. Definitely do social media, things of that nature.
Yeah. So I mean,
But I think comparatively to what we've seen in some other places, I think actually we're giving more time for the public to be there. 2 weeks.
okay. I mean, that's good. I mean, just like probably some other board members, I'm sure they've heard from some of their constituents about this. I know I have. And I want to be comfortable, because when the public comes on June the 2nd, there'll be discussion, but I don't know how much chance there'll be to change anything if they're just discussing it.
There's a chance to change it through the process. Again, I'm hoping that between now and June 2nd, board members, particularly those that got, serious interest into the regulatory authority of it, will get to those individuals who provided feedback. And what I would share with you, I don't see, you never say never. I don't see that there's anything I wouldn't allow to be included into it. And then ultimately, you all have to vote on it and can make amendments and things of that nature. I think there's time, just like any other planning ordinance we would put before the people for those that are interested in it. But I do think giving 2 weeks' notice is well enough. Particularly this is a very public issue, so eh, everyone's talking about it. So I don't think it's gonna.
I get it. I mean, I get it on June 2nd. But again, there's 2 weeks. There can be a lot of back and forth on June 2nd.
Yeah, and I'm not, again, I want us to be proactive because this is a prevailing concern of many people. I definitely don't, I'm not gonna say, we need to push it back. I think that's up to you all. My job is to propose, it's you all's job to dispose, but it'll be on the calendar on June 2nd. If you all, at that point, want to, I don't want to use this word, but you all want to extend the time, then I don't think, you all will have that opportunity.
Yeah, and I'm just thinking out loud because,
Yes, sir.
you know, having the public come here at one of our meetings, I mean, that's good. I think something we need to do. I'm almost thinking about something out in the community, almost like a town hall, where.
Well, none of us are equipped to talk about many of those things. I mean, that's something we would need to have those particular people here. I think that's totally separate. I definitely think it's warranted, and I think we can get that scheduled, but
Okay.
I don't think that's something that any of us are prepared to do. I think we all can answer questions with the information that we may have, but I think if those type of minutia detail, those individuals who know that detail needs to be there for that, not necessarily you.
No, and I agree, and I'm not, boy, I can't answer a lot of these questions that I'm getting, and so I think this is extremely important. So as much as we can do to get public input, and if that means.
And also, not to cut you off, and I do apologize, but also on June 2nd, we will have many of the entities that the additional regulatory authority plays a role. They'll be here too. So I think there'll be time to answer those questions in that format as well.
Yeah, so that, you're almost saying like that would be the forum for sort of this town hall kind of back and forth. Is that what we're saying? Because it's.
I'm not speaking towards the town hall at all.
Okay.
I'm speaking towards the regulatory authority to protect residents' rights, community environmental rights, striking a balance with our sustainable economic development.
Yeah,
Mayor
because.
Scott, in an attempt to address questions that both of y'all are doing and be comfortable otherwise, would it be acceptable if I get this in format and we can have it posted on the city's website tomorrow as it was handed out? But then we can continue to be able to talk to planning to see if there's other things we may want to talk about. So that gives everybody about 2 weeks to see the basic, and then we'll get out additional information as quickly as we can, if there is additional information.
Right.
And do it that way. So that way, nobody necessarily believes that the format that's out tomorrow will be the final thing, because we will be working still. But it gives them everything to know what the board is looking at as of tomorrow, which gives them more time.
Yes, in a draft standpoint.
Okay, thank you.
Director Hines.
Thank you, Mayor. And kind of going to where Director Miller was with this, I want to bring it to everybody's attention that the state legislature has preempted us in many ways. In the past, they've also preempted us in our capability and what we're limited in doing with Act 851, and I'm sure that's what Tom will scrub what we're proposing against to make sure it doesn't violate that state statute. So we are limited in what we can do by the state legislature on this issue as well. So I think that's one of the other things we can cuss and discuss all day long, but at the end of the day, there's only going to be a limited amount of solutions that we can apply based on how limited we are by Act 851.
Director Hines is correct. We do, and planning had that Act 851 lens as they were developing this too, because we don't want to self-impose us into a lawsuit. Director Webb.
Thank you, Mayor, and I was actually going to bring up the point about what the legislature did with those particular laws. And to Director Miller's point, some of the people who have reached out to me wanting certain things, we would not be able to do those things because of the laws that the legislature passed.
So, thank you. And again, this creates a proactive framework that protects the residents to the best of our ability, subject to Act 851, but also strikes a balance with economic development from that standpoint. So I think this is a valiant effort, a lot of time and attention from our planning and zoning team. And again, I think it will be a framework for other communities here in the state. We'll have the proposal online, as well as the proposal is really for the policy wonks who will be looking into it. And then Tom, City Attorney Carpenter, will also lay over just some brief draft language as well for tomorrow as well. So to the public, what we'll have online is the proposal, which is for policy wonks, which is what I passed out, or not necessarily policy wonks, but those who are highly invested and interested into the policy of it. And then also for those legal experts, we'll have the legalese prepared by the city attorney. And I hope our comms department and IT is hearing me right now. We need to have that up by noon tomorrow. I'm sure they are listening. From that standpoint, think that is it. All right. Thank you, everyone. Oh. Madam Clerk, if you'll get back to the agenda, which is the, not get back, resume towards the agenda. That didn't sound right. I apologize. To group items.
An ordinance to amend the land use plan map in the Chenal Planning District referred to as 6 Norton Road and 18511 through 18521 Cantrell Road from suburban office and residential low density to mixed use and for other purposes. An ordinance to approve a planned zoning development and to establish a planned residential development titled Brody Creek Subdivision Cell Tower Revised PRD located at the west side of Bowman Road, approximately 500 feet north of Brody Creek Trail, City of Little Rock, Arkansas, amending the official zoning map of the City of Little Rock, Arkansas, and for other purposes. An ordinance reclassifying property located in the City of Little Rock, Arkansas, amending the official zoning map of the City of Little Rock, Arkansas, and for other purposes. An ordinance repealing Little Rock, Arkansas ordinance number 19,816, revoking a planned district residential titled Stuber Short Form PDR, reclassifying property located in the City of Little Rock, Arkansas, located at 13015 and 13017 Arthur Lane, and for other purposes. An ordinance to approve a planned zoning development to establish a planned commercial development titled Live Edge LLC PCD located at 1020 East 6th Street, City of Little Rock, Arkansas, amending the official zoning map of the City of Little Rock, Arkansas, and for other purposes. An ordinance to approve a planned zoning development to establish a planned development commercial titled QBSR SCR2 located at 1318/1320 South Summit Street, City of Little Rock, Arkansas, amending the official zoning map of the City of Little Rock, Arkansas, and for other purposes. An ordinance to approve a planned zoning development to establish a planned commercial development titled Saxion Enterprises PCD located at 2020 West 3rd Street, City of Little Rock, Arkansas, amending the official zoning map of the City of Little Rock, Arkansas, and for other purposes. First reading.
There's a motion second. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All opposed, say nay. Ayes have it. Second reading.
Let the record reflect that that was a unanimous vote. We only have 8 board members here, so we need to show that.
An ordinance to amend the land use plan map in the Chenal Planning District referred to as 6 Norton Road and 18511 through 18521 Cantrell Road from suburban office and residential low density to mixed use and for other purposes. An ordinance to approve a planned zoning development to establish a planned residential development titled Brody Creek Subdivision Cell Tower Revised PRD located at the west side of Bowman Road, approximately 500 feet north of Brody Creek Trail. An ordinance reclassifying property located in the city of Little Rock, Arkansas. An ordinance repealing Little Rock, Arkansas ordinance number 19,816, revoking a planned district residential titled Stuber Short Form PDR, reclassifying property located in the city of Little Rock, Arkansas, located at 13015 and 13017 Arthur Lane. An ordinance to approve a planned zoning development and to establish a planned commercial development titled Live Edge LLC PCD located at 1020 East Sixth Street. An ordinance to approve a planned zoning development and to establish a planned development commercial titled QBSR SCR2 located at 1318 and 1320 South Summit Street. An ordinance to approve a planned zoning development to establish a planned commercial development titled Saxion Enterprises PCD located at 2020 West Third Street, second reading.
Second.
There's a motion second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Ayes have it. Third and final reading.
Let the record reflect again that it was a unanimous vote.
An ordinance to amend the land use plan map in the Chenal Planning District referred to as 6 Norton Road and 18511 through 18521 Cantrell Road from suburban office and residential low density to mixed use. An ordinance to approve a planned zoning development and to establish a planned residential development titled Brody Creek Subdivision Cell Tower, revised PRD, located at the west side of Bowman Road, approximately 500 feet north of Brody Creek Trail. An ordinance reclassifying property located in the city of Little Rock, Arkansas. An ordinance repealing Little Rock, Arkansas ordinance number 19,816, revoking a planned district residential titled Stuber Short Form PDR, reclassifying property located in the city of Little Rock, Arkansas, located at 13015 and 13017 Arthur Lane. An ordinance to approve a planned zoning development to establish a planned commercial development titled Live Edge LLC PCD located at 1020 East Sixth Street. An ordinance to approve a planned zoning development to establish a planned development commercial titled QBSR SCR2 located at 1318 and 1320 South Summit Street. An ordinance to approve a planned zoning development to establish a planned commercial development titled Saxion Enterprises PCD located at 2020 West 3rd Street, third and final reading.
Members of the board, we've had 3 readings. That's on 2. I'm assuming no need for Mr. Dale or Mr. Gill to speak since there isn't any opposition. All right. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, say nay. Ayes have it. I don't think there's an emergency.
No
There were
emergencies.
no emergency clauses.
All right. Well, now, if you read M2.
Okay.
No, M16, I'm sorry.
Oh.
Then we'll come back.
An ordinance reclassifying property located in the city of Little Rock, Arkansas, amending the official zoning map of the city of Little Rock, Arkansas, and for other purposes, first reading.
Second.
There's a motion second. All those in favor, please say aye. Those opposed, say nay. Ayes have it. Second reading.
An ordinance reclassifying property located in the city of Little Rock, Arkansas, second reading.
There's a motion second. All those in favor, please say aye. Those opposed, say nay. Ayes have it. Third and final reading.
There have been 2 unanimous votes to proceed to.
An ordinance reclassifying property located in the city of Little Rock, Arkansas, third and final reading.
Members of the board, we've had 3 readings. Are there any questions? Are there any questions? Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Those opposed, say nay. Ayes have it. We also have an emergency clause. All those in favor, please say aye. Those opposed, say nay. Ayes have it.
There's not one
Oh,
on that one. It's on M2.
oh, sorry about that. We'll now go to M2.
An ordinance to condemn the property located at 3101 Asher Avenue, Little Rock, Arkansas as a structural, fire, and health hazard, to provide for summary abatement procedures, to direct city staff to take such action as is necessary to raise and remove said structure, to declare an emergency, first reading.
Second.
We have a motion and second. All those in favor, please say aye. Those opposed, say nay. Ayes have it. Second reading.
An
Vote
or-
was unanimous.
An ordinance to condemn the property located at 3101 Asher Avenue, Little Rock, Arkansas as a structural fire and health hazard, to provide for summary abatement procedures, to direct city staff to take such action as is necessary to raise and remove said structure, to declare an emergency, second reading.
Third and final reading.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Motion and nay. Ayes have it. Third and final reading.
The vote was unanimous.
An ordinance to condemn the property located at 3101 Asher Avenue, Little Rock, Arkansas as a structural fire and health hazard, to provide for summary abatement procedures, to direct city staff to take such action as is necessary to raise and remove said structure, to declare an emergency, third and final reading.
Members of the board, we've had 3 readings. We also have a card from, Serpico and Maisha Gooden. My apologies if I mispronounced it incorrectly. Excuse me as well for coughing.
How you doing today, Mr. Mayor?
I'm doing well. How about
Board
yourself?
members, how y'all doing today? I was here in December, speaking on the same matter. I asked the board to give me to February, and we would start on it. We proceeded on doing that. February 9th, we was downstairs with the contractor from All Season Construction, and we was denied permits. And we have been continuously being denied permits to do any type of work. Mr. Randy is here. If y'all like to ask him what's the reason, I don't know why, but we have numerous trying to get permits, and we haven't been denied every time we have tried. I'm asking if we can maybe get a resolution on why we're not able to get the permits and give us the adequate time that you have provided us with before.
Director Adcock, before we come.
From staff.
All right. Staff.
I was not aware they had requested a permit on February 9th. I thought it was more like in March. Every time in the past that we have talked to them, they promised us that they would do something by a certain date, and it gets pushed off, and we hear from them about a week later. So, as far as why the permit's denied, that's not in my hands. That's somebody above me that would have denied the permit.
Would you deny a permit if something was under condemnation?
Well, it hadn't officially been condemned yet. That's why we're back here tonight, was because y'all granted an extension back, I believe, in December for 90 days.
I'd like to hear from Brad also, please.
Yes, ma'am. Do you have a question?
On this.
So I know that, sure, I know that Mr. Whitener has been working with these folks since that time, since they were here in December. He's worked with them a lot. They have submitted some things that were just not up to par. They said they were going to do some things like put up vinyl siding, and that never happened. They said that they were going to demo the back wall and some of the parts that were damaged in the back. That still hadn't happened yet. So we're here tonight, just like we were here in December, and we're asking for this to be condemned.
Well, I heard from Mr. Comer, the neighborhood president, and they have not heard anything about, and we have a letter today from him stating that the neighborhood is ready to remove this from that area.
Yes, ma'am. We agree.
Yes.
Sure. I'm sorry. He stated that, I'm sorry. He stated that we said that we would take the wall down. And I have here in the notes, because I've been taking everything down. Mr. Tim called us on April 27th. He said he would like to come down and inspect the building, and he would like to go inside. Because he said, having nobody been inside of the building, what's his last name again? Tim Whitener. Mr. Tim Whitener. So we went down there. We spent 2 hours and a half inside that building with Mr. Tim Whitener. He said that the building was soundly strong and it was structurally sound. He said he would go back and talk with his boss now and everything would be okay. He said, but I do advise, if you go and look on the building, I haven't got the pictures up, but I do have pictures. There was a concrete slab that's not connected to the building that has cracks on it that someone put up priorly in the thing. I said, okay. He said, if I was you, take this is the steps I would like for you to do. Take that down because there's no sense on having that up. I said, okay, yeah, we'll take that down. But I have to have the permit. We went. He then called me on April 30th and said, and I talked to my boss, we're going to have to take it down. We're going to have to take it. We're just going to we're going to put it back up for board. We ain't going to be able to get the permits. And this was April 30th. So when he did. And I did say I would take it down. But I would need the permit. I can't just go in there working just like the siding. I have pictures, the whole building with all the siding and the stuff that we bought prior for the building to go on the building that's inside the building, literally right now, that's inside of the building right now that we already purchased, but we can't get the permits. Yeah, oh yeah.
Randy, on February 9th, Randy stated that we need an architect, so it's not, we can't do anything until we get an architect.
I'm sorry.
On February 19th, Randy stated that, February 9th, Randy stated that we need an architect. I went down there with my construction worker, and he said we can't do anything until we get an architect. I then asked an architect. They said, well, we're not doing anything structured to the building. It's no needed for it. I then went back down to the city planning and spoke with Keith. Keith said he don't really know. At this point, we need to talk to the higher up, which is Tim Whitener. We had a meeting with Tim Whitener. Well, I had a meeting with Tim Whitener, Keith, and Randy on February 21st or 19th. On February 23rd. We then had a meeting. We all were on the same page. He told me there was no need for us to come back to this meeting on what's supposed to have been on March 2nd. We was going to move forward. I then purchased the material. Randy called on, I believe that was April 6th, and asked for an update. I told him I was waiting on the material to come in. April 14th, we then tried to pull the permits. When I tried to pull the permits, they stated to us it had been a red flag by Randy Ballward since 2024. So I then asked Randy about it. He stated that his higher up said to go back to board. So we're back here.
Any more questions or comments, members of the board? Director Miller?
Thanks, Mayor. I get a little lost because I don't know who Randy is. I don't know who Keith is. I don't know who Tim is. I don't know their positions. I'm lost trying to connect dots on who's who and who's saying what. So I need some clarification about.
Brad, if you'll identify everyone.
And what their positions are.
Sure, yeah, the most important person you need to remember in this is Tim Whitener. He's the building official.
Okay.
So he's the head of our permits, building codes, everything like that. So that's what he is. This is Randy Baldwin. He deals with our buildings and deals with demos and condemnations and has been doing it. Randy, how long have you been with the city? Many years, decades. So he's been doing this for a long time. I think we've been fair arbiters in this.
And who's Keith?
Keith, he works with Randy doing building code stuff.
And so, how long has this building been in this state?
Quite some time.
quite some.
2024, I think, was when we first, Randy? Yeah,
And it was brought up in 2024, and what did we say?
I think we gave them more time. Yeah, so we've been doing this, giving more time and making promises for at least 2 years now.
So in 2024, we gave more time. Were there any building permits requested during that time? I mean, because this just came up again in December of 2025. So what happened when we took a position in 2024 and gave them X amount of time? Do we know what happened during that time?
Part of that I can answer, I retired.
I need to hear.
Go ahead, Randy.
Part of that is I retired in December, and then I wasn't satisfied sitting at home. I came back in May the next year, so there wasn't a lot of things that got done while I was gone. So that was part of it.
You said it wasn't a lot of things that got done.
Yeah, when I left, everything was still sitting there, kind of like when I left, from when I left. But
Randy, don't say that.
We knew Randy was coming back, so we're just saving it for him.
yeah.
Lord.
We love Randy.
All right, thanks.
We appreciate your transparency.
I hear from the applicant. What?
I was just gonna
No.
ask.
No, let me ask you, what happened in 2024, between 2024 and then December 25, and when you came before this board again?
When I came to this board in December was the first time.
2024.
No,
What happened in 2024?
We never came here in 2024. I have never been here in 2024. When I came in December and seen y'all, this is the first time I've seen y'all. I'm sorry, this is the first time I ever been here. I have never been here.
So that bill has been in this state since before 2024 and nothing's ever been done?
I guess so, yeah, before we had purchased it.
You purchased it when?
I purchased it in 2020. I purchased it in 2020. The inside, we just had did the bottom inside when we first initially done it. Then that's when they put the stop order on it.
In 2020?
In 2020. And that's when I told y'all, probably when I talked to y'all when I came the first time, that we ended up then moving back to California. I don't know if you know, December, because I said we moved priorly back to California. Then now we back, and then we get the notice to come in when we came in December.
So before we got the notice in December, he sent the paper, and the papers, so I then went up to the board, I went to the city, and he wasn't available, but Keith was available. Keith called him on the phone. Keith asked him what needed to be done. He said for us to paint where, because they didn't wrote graffiti, so he said paint that and cut around it. That was it. Next thing I know, I get another letter, and now it's stating for us to come here on December 2nd. We have never, ever been here before then. I have never, ever talked to Randy before that.
So you purchased the building in 2020. What happened between 2020 and 2024? What have you done to the building? What were you doing to the building? This building's been
I originally just started working on the outside, started doing the inside. I have pictures to show you. I know they tell you, I wish Tim was here, he'd tell you we had started redoing the downstairs, cleaning all the downstairs. The upstairs is still trash. Then, like I said, we ended up then moving back to California. We was here for 2 years, 2022, moved back to California, then we moved back in 2024.
So it was 4 years and nothing's been done in the top of the building?
No, ain't nothing been done.
So you've had 4 years with this before you came here?
Yeah, before I came here the first time. And we back here, we just back here again.
Okay. You talk to any of the neighbors?
Huh?
We got this letter from the president of this neighborhood association saying this building has been in this state for several years.
Yeah, I haven't talked to him.
Okay.
No, sir. I haven't never talked to him.
All right, thank you.
Yes.
Director Hines?
I guess this question is for staff. Do we not have a process in place once I know we set it up several years ago. There's a specific process when a property's been red listed, that they have to go through to get I guess, a contingent building permit. And so we're doing everything online now as far as issuing permits, correct?
Yes, sir.
I mean, I just went through the process myself last year.
Yes, sir.
So if those permits were applied for, there would be a record of them, correct?
Right.
Have they been applied for and have they been denied?
I think that they have been applied for, but I think that there were documents that weren't given to staff that normal process would necessitate.
Okay, thank you. That's all I need to know.
Director Phillips?
Thank you, Brad, if you don't mind. Sorry to make you get back up here. My questions are in the same vein as Director Hines. So when the permits are denied for not having X, Y, and Z documents, how's that information shared with the applicant?
Those comments are sent back through the portal, and please supply this. And, you know, if it never gets to that point, I mean, we're not with a stamp that says denied.
No, I understand that. So and I don't understand the details of this process. So you apply, you're missing items 6 and 7. It responds, say, hey, we need items 6 and 7. Is there a timeline? Do we say if we need it by
There's not necessarily
June 1? Or how do we determine once you're denied how much time you have to rectify whatever is missing?
we would call it resubmit instead of deny. So it's like resubmit this, or information's missing. So it still stays in that, it's like a frozen in time at that level. So let's say that civil has it in resubmit. We need a survey, we need architectural plans, we need, stormwater, it doesn't relate to this, but you see what I'm saying.
I get your example.
If they don't supply that, we would ask for it. If they don't ever give it to us, it stays like just like that until, it could stay in that till into perpetuity.
Okay, that answers the question. I may have some follow-up with you offline, but thank you. That's all I had, Mayor.
All right, members of the board, we've heard all of your questions. We've heard from staff. We've heard from residents. Director Phillips?
Yes, Mayor, and I just this is for my colleagues, 'cause I know we're about to vote. Obviously, when we have, buildings in this state, we do what we can to respond to our constituents and get those buildings torn down, for lack of a better phrase. But there seems to be, and I understand y'all, some back and forth. To me, it seems to be a little bit of just miscommunication and them understanding our processes. I'm not saying that nothing's wrong with our processes, but that's what seems to be happening here. So just for my colleagues, from my standpoint, I'm going to vote no, not to move forward with the condemnation in light of what I've seen as miscommunication. So I just wanted to share that with my colleagues before we cast our vote. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Director Phillips. Director Miller?
Well, with 8 people here, and if you vote no, I mean, does it take 8 votes to get this done? That's majority.
It takes 8 votes to get it condemned. What I was going to try to suggest, because I think Director Phillips makes an excellent point, we've got 2 conflicting comments as to what's happened. There was an application made, things weren't done, but y'all don't have anything in front of you that says that. I was going to recommend that you table this for 2 weeks to the June meeting, and in that interim, we will ask staff to provide us the documents that were requested, the permits that were requested, the responses that were given, and then at least 2 weeks from now, when you make a vote on this, you'll know, was this being ignored? Was this a miscommunication? That way, we don't take an action one way or the other, because if we defeat the ordinance, then planning's in the process of having to start over again for something we know has been like this for 4 years. And y'all don't have it in front of you, and I think it would be very hard to vote to take down a property when somebody's saying, I tried, but nobody did anything, until you see in front of you what does I tried mean. I mean, one of the things that came out here tonight is that the first meeting was in February, and this is the end of May. So it might help to have that documentation for you.
Thank you. I would agree with that. I'd make that motion, just as the city attorney stated.
There's a motion second. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Those opposed, say nay. Aye. Ayes have it. We will, delay until, the June 2nd board meeting.
And
So-
staff will get the,
And so it's not, to the residents, it's not condemned. Between now and then, you work with, staff to show that information. It's not condemned. You got an extension for 2 weeks to provide the information that you shared earlier today, with staff. And then they'll present that back to our attorneys, and then he will then, present that information to the city board, that the city board can make an accurate decision. Yes, Director Phillips?
May I suggest, and I think I heard our city manager saying this, that Tim Whitener, can we have him here on that day as well?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Director Hines, did you? Yes, no, no, baby? All right, Director Hines?
I'm fine with crossing our i's and dotting our t's, but there's a phrase, crossing i's and dotting t's.
Okay.
I know you can do that. Well, you can do it.
Some people dot i's and cross t's, but you know, and much to my point, a phrase I use with my salespeople and folks I work with, publish or perish, and I find it kind of odd that having used our system recently, it's pretty clear what you're supposed to provide, and failure to provide that information is not our fault, it's the applicant's. And they're very clear. If they were told they need an architect, hire an architect. I have yet to meet an architect that says I don't want to work for money to do you. So anyway, that's just my 2 cents. I'll wait to confirm that we follow procedure, but I'm not going to support continuing this past that.
All right. Now we have to go to citizens communication. Ms. Carla Jacobs.
Okay, good evening. I am here because of the drainage ditch that is in the Wakefield area. It's only a block long, it's behind my house, and it's from East Wakefield and to the other side of West Wakefield. And I have been trying for years to get this repaired, and it's getting worse. They cleaned it out, but there's still major repair. They did chop down some things, but they left everything there. So I have pictures of everything. I took these today.
Manish, if you'll get those, ma'am, Manish will get that handled for you.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Ms. Sherry Parker. Ms. Sherry Parker? Oh, yes, ma'am. I'm sorry, I didn't see you. I apologize.
My name is Sherry Parker. I live at 212 Alamo Drive, and I'm here to get some help to get the homeless from leaving a total mess behind my house. And the only way I know, y'all have cleaned it up about 3 times now, and the only way I know that it ever be stopped is to fence it off and lock it up or something where they can't get there.
Yes, ma'am. So if
I've got pictures on my phone. I don't have them printed out. I'll be glad to show you this terrible.
No, ma'am. If you'll share those pictures with Mr. Jordan, he'll get that to Mr. Kevin Howard and to our city manager. I'm glad we have been there. We'll figure out a better solution.
Yeah, it's awful.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you. Joanne Keith. Ms. Joanne Keith.
My name is Joanne Keith. I'm president of the Birchwood Neighborhood Association. Sherry and I live in the same neighborhood, and I did send Cappy those pictures, and so you already have the pictures. We feel like that our little neighborhood. And first off, I want to thank y'all for finally finishing Autumn Road. I think we ought to give each other a hand, okay? Now, I will say that it's just wide enough to maybe prevent the drag racers coming back and forth in our neighborhood. So compliments to y'all on that. This issue that I'd like to address is, does affect the homeless population around the Birchwood neighborhood. We know that the city has completely, Lance, you remember me talking about how the city has encroached our neighborhood, and that when the Autumn Road was being worked on, we had to take our life into our own hands getting out of the neighborhood to go to work, which we made it. But there's a issue with the M-Stop convenience store on West Markham. It's very close to the intersection of West Markham and Bowman, which I believe now is one of the most busiest intersection in West Little Rock. Maybe more so than University. I'm not sure, but there is a very, very tremendous problem with traffic going east and west on West Markham in front of that M-Stop convenience store. Now, the issue that I would like to address, if it could be possible, is to move that bus stop away from the M-Stop convenience store, because this is where the homeless congregate. This is where it's right next to Sherry's house, where they go behind the Big Bad Breakfast, and that's where they hang out at the trash containers, and that's where they throw. There's a lot of stuff they do back there, and they also camp. There's encampments under the bridge there that's actually east of the convenience store. So they come from Mary Lynn down to Goodwill, down to Sports Academy, and that's where a lot of the crime is, a lot of the shootings, having major crime in that area. I'm trying to figure out why. I'm a reserve deputy for the county, a traffic safety officer for LRPD 2 years, so I study traffic patterns. My day job is hospice chaplain, but I'm police chaplain for LRPD, Sheriff's Office, and now Arkansas State Police. So I know a little bit about traffic safety, and safety is premier. We want our citizens to be safe, but that's all I have to that's all I have to say. If we can think about maybe moving that M-Stop further east, further west.
Chaplain Keith,
Okay, yes, sir.
we have to stop at this.
Okay, that's fine.
All right.
Would consider it. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
I have my light on. Go ahead.
Yes, sir.
Oh, I'm sorry, Director Peck, I did.
You can go first, Lance. Look how nice I am.
So, is the issue, I know we had a house torn down that was a burnout.
Yes.
Are they accessing through that lot still?
Yes, sir.
That's where they're getting, because I know John Reese has had a fit trying to keep them out from behind his shopping center. So that's how they're accessing it.
They can't keep them out. We can't keep them out.
And they're going through that, so I guess that vacant lot's next to her house. Okay.
Well, they walk right through M-Stop too.
Here's what I want staff to do. Since it's residential, it'll be code enforcement, chief. Let's find out who the owner of that lot, and they're not maintaining their premise, and it's causing them to be able to access other private property that's causing problems for us. So that residential lot owner's not maintaining their premise, so let's get code enforcement on that. I think we can get it addressed. You know, at the very least, they need to put up a fence along that back perimeter to keep the homeless out. I know that Mr. Reese has had struggles with them as well. So we're kind of in no man's land once they get into that area, because John Reese has got a fence, but he's still got, there's some area in between there, between the houses and his fence that they get into, and that's what I thought. They were probably accessing through that vacant lot. Thank you.
Director Peck.
Thank you. I'll be very brief, and I just wanted you to know, Mayor and others to know that I work a lot with the Birchwood Neighborhood Association, especially Joanne. She sent the pictures. Kevin and his staff and John Jenkins were very responsive. They went out, I think they've been out a couple of times. That would help, that lot, that access point, but, you know, the convenience store is a problem too. I told her that, you know, we didn't dictate to Rock Region Metro where they had bus stops, but it's a pretty big mess. I believe they've also talked to Big Bad Breakfast about putting fencing around their dumpsters because they are getting into the dumpsters at the restaurant and making a mess. So the code is aware of it, but Lance, that's a great idea, and I encourage Joanne to come anyway, even though I think she's got some results, but you would like more results. I get it. And thank you for coming and talking.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Chaplain. All right. Board members, any questions or concerns before?
Motion to adjourn?
Motion second. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed say nay. Ayes have it. Meeting adjourned.